Hello, it's me again. Well, tomorrow it'll be 6 weeks clean. Uh, whew. What do things look like now? Pretty alright. You know, one thing I've realised is that I've been provided for. Not because I've sat around and waited for it. But everything I've done hasn't led to anything at all, work-wise, and yet, like, since I landed in Bali, I haven't actually earned a single penny. Right, this is an astonishing fact. I landed in Bali 10 weeks ago. Come work for this firm. That was a load of shit. They give me pay for my gaff and whatever else. But I didn't do a deal for them because they're useless. Went to work for this other firm. The whole time we've been setting it up, obviously we've been getting salary every week and everything, but I've not done a single deal yet in 10 weeks, and yet it's fucking weird. The rent's 3 weeks in advance. I've been, taking care of my adopted family in Manila. Not that's a lot of money because it isn't, but still, and taking care of things here myself and everything else. I've not done a single deal in 10 weeks yet. I've got more than I need. It's fucking weird. And I've come to a situation where fear is trying to force me to take an action, right? Which could place me under a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. Not saying that we can't, we can save sober through any situation. I know we can, if we're connected to the power and everything else. But at 6 weeks, it's whether you want to put yourself under that much pressure or not. But fear's saying, well, if you don't, you're not going to have the money quick enough, and then, blah, 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 It doesn't matter what I need the money for, that's irrelevant. It's that fear is telling me that if I don't do a certain course of action, I might not have the money in time for whatever I need it for. And if I think back to what Mickey O would say, my old sponsor, who's, because I'd sober, got a lovely Mick, lovely mate. It's say keep it simple. He was of the ilk. He was of Dr. Bob's ilk. He was not Bill Wilson. I'm Bill Wilson. If I was either of them, I'd be Bill. But I want to be Bob. Put it that way. I am Bill, but I want to be Bob. Not because there's Bill anything wrong with Bill, but Bob had a much calmer approach. So that's what that's what I'm striving for. Currently I'm more like Bill, but it's like I can't let fear, saying that isn't real, right, dictate my actions anymore. I've got to have faith, and the only way you have faith is you believe. It starts with belief. You can't just have faith. It doesn't come through no actions. It comes through a 5-stage process. I know it does because it's my experience. First of all, I believe. And how do I believe? I even look at other people that are doing it. It's just a bit like sobriety, isn't it? How do I believe I can get sober? Well, she is, he is. There's belief. Stage 1. Stage 2 is I make a decision to take action. That's stage 2. Taking into account I've not made any action yet. It's just stage 2. It's a bit like 3 frogs are on a lily pad. One decides to jump. How many are left? Or 3, because he only made a decision to jump. He hasn't jumped yet. So stage 3 is the action. Stage 4 is you get the results, and stage 5 is faith. So you've got 1 is belief, 2 is the decision, 3 is the action, 4 is the results, 5 is the faith. They say the antidote to fear is faith, but there's a process to get to it. I think that's sometimes where I'm immediately expecting I should, I've got fear, so I want faith. Well, yeah, maybe you do. Who doesn't? But there's a process to get in there, and that's the process, as I've just pointed out. Well, it's the process I use anyway. You can use whatever you want. So I'm going to do things differently this time around, because I've been sober before, in and out like a fiddler's fucking elbow, You know, don't get me wrong. You know, it's I've not forgotten what I've learned, and you know, I had the privilege of helping people and stuff. You know, in some small way, and yeah, so I've got all that to go on, and as a result, I've made some great friends and everything else. It's not been a loss at all. No way. But for me, I want to do things differently this time. Well, I have to. I think it's a necessity, because if I do what I always did, I'll get what I always got. I don't want to be full of cliches tonight, but you know, it's like, if you want something different, do something different. It's not rocket science, is it? So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pray for the fear to be removed. Well, no, that's not strictly true. I'm going to ask for fear to be removed sufficiently so that I can take the right action, which is right for me. And the right action will mean taking the less stressful route, which will make my recovery easier. Therefore, increase my risk of success, my chances of success. You know, because let's have it right. You know, recovery for me in early days is touch and go. That's just how it is for me. You know, we know that if you do the stuff, you know, as the book says, and blah blah blah, that you won't have an obsession drink and you won't drink. Yeah, that's true. That's why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it because someone said, well, if you do that and that, you might stay sober. Well, that'd be no fucking good to me, because my head would say, yeah, what if you don't? What's the point of doing it then if there's no guarantees? There is a guarantee that if you do this stuff, but the problem is there's no guarantee I'm going to do this stuff. That lies with me. And my experience says that at certain times I've gone, fuck it, and pressed the fuck it button. And then all bets are off. Well, or all bets are on. Whichever way you want to look at it. So, but just for once, I'm going to exercise this thing that they're talking about. I'm going to have the belief, yeah, that whatever's kept me, whatever's provided for me in the last 10 weeks, I believe that it will carry on providing me if I continue to do the right thing. So I'm going to make a decision to take action, and the take action is to pick the easier route, and then we'll see what the results are. And then when the results come, then there will be faith, and then I can use that as a benchmark for every single decision I make in the future. You know, is it fear-based or is it love-based? To be honest, you know, it's all to do with running a team here, and you know, the team will get me the money quicker than I need. Well, that's the theory. Working on my own is going to be a slower process. But I don't want to go into details, but it's quite important that I've got the money for something quite quickly. But I'm just not going to buy into it, because typically I would buy into this and say, right, well, I've got no fucking choice. Yeah, I've got a choice. I never thought I had choices before. I just got a course of, he had to come up with a course of action, and I just followed it like a fucking lunatic down a great big hole in the ground most of the time. You know, and this is me standing on the ledge now. You know, I've got the great big bull, fucking charging bull of addiction and alcoholism. It's nothing to do with drinking drugs. I've got no obsession to use. It's something to do with this. It's not even an issue tonight. You know, it will be if I don't carry on doing the stuff, but it's not tonight, because I'm doing the stuff. So my issue now is I've got the great big bull of life running at me. And my only option is to jump over the cliff. Well, that's frightening as well, isn't it? Because where you're going to land. But the fact is if you know what's going to happen when the ball hits you, the only option is to take the jump over the cliff and pray, isn't it? You know, and there's where faith is. Faith isn't before you jump, is it? There's no faith in before you jump, because you ain't jumped. The faith is when you do jump, and it's in that moment, isn't it? When your feet leave the ground, and you know then that the only thing between you and a certain fucking certain outcome is as a higher power or providence, which is a higher power anyway. That's why they call it a leap of faith, because mentally you've got to leap off into the abyss. The thing is, I was already in the fucking abyss, so I know the abyss well.